We're seeing a theme coming through from all of the interviews we've done so far, where this simulation really does help to build the curriculum, and the curriculum can be built around the simulation. And we're hearing not only uniprofessional but interprofessional education, team-based learning. I think there's a really good opportunity here for those of you that have programs to learn from these winners. And I'd encourage you to really think about the programs that you have, and maybe you're Aspire Award worthy. And so take a look at the criteria that the program requires and the award requires, and think about it. Go talk to your team and see, maybe you should apply for this award next year, because everybody has something special about their program, and it's something to be proud of. Well, we're coming to our last interview, and I'm glad to say we have two people, not one, from an institution. I'm joined by Lisa Satterthwaite.
Yes.
And Sev Perelman from Mount Sinai Hospital, University of Toronto in Canada. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
First of all, let me congratulate you on your award.
Thank you.
And I think it's terrific, and I'd love for you to tell me more about your program and what encouraged you to apply for the award.
So our program is kind of unique, and what makes it unique is, first of all, unlike many centralized simulation centers, we are based in an actively involved academic hospital, which is the basis for undergraduate, graduate, postgraduate training for the University of Toronto Medical School. So the uniqueness of that situation is that we have to address the issue of the learners, of the trainees, but also ongoing issues with improved patient care and patient safety as the healthcare providers in our institution. There were originally two centers formed. One is specifically focusing on surgical skill development, maintenance, and testing and assessment. It's called Surgical Skill Center. It's well known around the world, and Lisa is the senior manager. And SimSinai Center, where I am a medical director, is more responsible for training soft skills, team working abilities, and improvement of team functioning, crisis resource management, and so on and so forth. We also are able to provide services for undergraduate training in terms of simulation-based seminars for difficult airway management, for instance. We are the basis for boot camp for surgical residency programs. I believe it's now pretty much all surgical trainees have to go through boot camp, which incorporates both surgical skills as well as team communication, leadership, so-called soft skills.
Which is the wrong name, because they are far from soft sometimes.
It's absolutely true. It's the softness of water which makes it hard if you hit it.
That's exactly right. So tell me a little bit about the operational side of the center, and what makes it stand out in your mind.
Well, for me, it's an incredible journey of 17 years in which we've been building our center from, which was, Seva said, was a surgical skills center, really focused mostly on surgery, but now we've moved in the last 17 years into all allied health. So our simulation has grown beyond what we originally thought, which was surgery. So from an administration point, it's become very challenging over the years, but with the staff and the enthusiasm, support of the hospital, collaboration with great people like Sev and Luke, who's been part of our team for the Aspire Award, it's been a pleasure to be able to move to the level we're at right now.
So Sev, when you think about everything from the undergraduate all the way through the postgraduate, and I assume the CPD areas as well, how do you find the team-based teaching? Is it exciting? Is there good participation from all professions and disciplines?
So it's very exciting. It also requires the completely different level of competency from the educators. So we take pride from the fact that we put effort into making sure that our educators have certifications and formal training in simulation-based activities. We have 5 now CHSC, which is Certified Healthcare Educators. I'm a Certified Healthcare Educator at advanced level, so we really put an effort on developing the instructor's cadre, which addresses this very complex issue of training teams and training crisis resource managers. And in fact, one of the motivations for seeking award is not the award itself. It's the process that allows us to self-reflect to see whether we are aligned with what's expected and what is currently standard of educational institutions and educational programs. And we really take pride in receiving this award because it actually reinforces and affirms that our strategies, our strategic thinking, our mission, our vision for the centers actually developed in accordance with what is expected, and in fact, hopefully a bit above the standards, which is great, or setting new standards.
See, I think you bring up two important points. One is that faculty development, faculty training, faculty certification, which I think is very important and a good take-home message for those people watching. But I also think about how you talked about the process of self-reflection. So you chose to apply for the award, but that application process allowed you to really take a hard look at your own program and see where you saw that you fit within the scheme of things. You want to talk a little bit more about that? I think that's a good message for the folks watching, so that it's not just, oh, we're applying for the award, as you said, but more.
I found the application really rewarding in itself to reflect upon not only the 5 years that the award requests, but also the years that we've been working so diligently in the labs, and the amount of work that we've done and the contributions that we've made to not only residents, students, but also I love my co-op students and volunteers who come through the center. And it was a wonderful experience for them to be part of this award, as well as perhaps succession in going forward, which is a wonderful contribution for the award for us, is to allow them to see what hard work and dedication can really bring forward.
So it sounds like when you go back to Toronto, you're going to share this award with a lot of people.
Absolutely. It's always a teamwork. And what's interesting also that it's not a standard accreditation process, because the accreditation feels more like legitimate or diligent rather collection of papers, policies, reports, and so on and so forth. This felt more like global and holistic, if you will, view of what we're doing from the bird's kind of perspective, high above, and see that yes, we are actually doing something really, really well, something we're doing well, but there are some areas that we still have to work on, and this is also invaluable feedback that we're getting. Although we did score 5 on all the areas that were required.
It was a wonderful story to write, as opposed to a statistical analysis.
Well, you weren't just checking boxes.
No.
You were looking in that mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to be scared what you see when you look in that mirror, but it sounds like you saw something really great.
We did.
Any advice you have for programs that are growing and would like to sort of go to the next level? It sounds like you guys are really doing it well and reaching out across the continuum of education. Any advice?
So look early, not necessarily just at Aspire, but look early at standards of accreditation as well as the description of the awards, and see how you are aligned with what's required. Start, if you're a relatively novice in building a simulation center, look at this direction where you should be going and start collecting data, adjusting your strategies, securing support from the leaders in the institutions where you're working, because you do need faculty development, you do need some financial support, you have to have some capital investment, so on and so forth. So the earlier you start, the easier it gets, because hopefully you'll prevent making mistakes that we made when we were beginning our journey.
Sure.
Would you like to list out all those mistakes that you made?
I don't think there's time in this
fair
interview, but there are some. But I think that don't underestimate the need to document. Everything you do is important, and it might not be important today, but it'll be important tomorrow, and you'll be able to draw on that should an opportunity like the Aspire Award come across. So it makes life much easier if you really go forward with your documentation. But I can also say the Aspire Award moving forward, we're hoping it really opens a door for us to recognize need for further funding, the opportunity for others to join us, and
to collaborate.
Yeah, more collaboration. So it's not just about receiving the award based on past, but also using it to move forward into the future, and hopefully allow others to understand how important this award is as part of your institution.
Well, congratulations to you both.
Thank you so much.
I don't think I could have summed it up any better. I thank you for joining us today, and as we talked to the Aspire Award winners, and I think each of the 5 stories was inspiring, and I think we can all learn from their programs.